Welcome back to Trenton State Titans Dynasty here on College Football 25. We are done with season number 2. 2025 is in the books. We went 10-4, finished top 20 in the nation, and as you'll note here, we had some pretty impressive numbers overall playing in Conference USA. 38 passing touchdowns for Henry Streeter. Now, of course, that includes the bowl game, that includes the conference championship, obviously, but still very impressive numbers nonetheless. 14 interceptions. You know what? Could be worse. Rushing, Henry Streeter also had 1,100 rushing yards. I didn't realize it was quite that much. That is incredibly impressive, averaging 9 yards per carry. Lee Beebe Jr. could have been better. He's going to be transferring. He's gone. He's gone. The fact that Deal Breaker is not even showing up anymore for him, he's transferred out for sure. We're at the players leaving section. Tyler Branham, what a freshman year. 80 catches for 1,300 yards, 11 touchdowns, 12 touchdowns for Kai Kiernan. 8 touchdowns for Alex Higdon is also very impressive on just 31 catches. The offense was very good. Defensively, 23 TFLs for Zeke Hopper, 14 for loss for Cushing, 12 for Matt Humphreys. Zeke Hopper was most of our sack production, though, with 11.5. 5 picks for Morgan Merriman. Ended up leading the team at linebacker, kind of rare. 4 for Michael Roderick Jr., the corners showed up with a couple. A lot of these happened late. I mean, Merriman with 2 late in the year. Emmanuel Berlin with 2 late in the year. Players leaving. Is Lee Beebe Jr. going to transfer? He sure is. It's a playing style issue, and I don't even think we're going to offer on the junior here. Not really a point. And then Durante Basher is our return man. He's done a pretty good job. He's 6'3", 220. Might even warrant a move to tight end. We'll try to get him to stay. And Durante Basher will stay. Now, does he stay at tight end? That'll be interesting, but it's another player on the roster. We do lose our starting punter in Steven Stoneburner, who has been the highest overall player on the team for the duration of this rebuild so far. We lose Neil McKee, James Abel, Lamont James. All of these players played a lot. Greg Keaton was kind of a guy who checked in sometimes. Joaquin Oliveira was a starter at left tackle for us. Darrell Brower, slow as all hell. Deion Griggs started. Zach Edmond played a lot. This is a really tough group of players to lose. Corey Cushing was a great player for us. Zeke Hopper was our best defensive player. Carl Surdency, maybe our highest rated player overall. Steven Stoneburner used to be, but he'll graduate. Kai Kiernan also graduates. Jordan Johnson is gone. So we lose a lot of our team, and it's going to be difficult to replace those guys with only 7 players currently in the recruiting class, right? So the transfer portal and offseason recruiting is going to be huge. Now, if you checked out last episode, you know the dev traits for these players already. I'll go over them when the entire recruiting class is over, but we have a lot of elite dev players. Things are going pretty well, even though the overall numbers in the class are less than spectacular with just 7 players committed. 1 5-star and 4 4-stars, though. A pair of 3-stars. And we'll see who wants to actually join us in the portal. Hopefully some very good players, although looks like that might not end up being the case. Cam Coleman would have been really nice to add to the receiving core. But Melvin Jordan could be a starter at middle linebacker. You got to keep in mind with a lot of these players that our team is so bad that almost anybody in the portal is going to be an upgrade. Lee Beebe Jr., there he is. But we will likely take at least 3 or 4 players in the portal, I would say. I'm adding all of these guys right now. But we still don't want to be done at the high school level. I think getting some 3-star players out of the high school level could be a really good way to go about it. There should be some of those guys still available, so we'll take a look and we'll see. But the portal is going to be important as well. Still, such a tough part about recruiting is that, 1, we don't really have the hours to scout, and then 2, when we get to the pitch section, we can't really sell anything because we're so bad in so many different areas. Championship Contender is actually really good now, but look at the things that are actually good, and this does change for different players. Proximity to home, playing style, playing time, those things will change. But For the most part, our grades are terrible. So I'm not going to sell anything because we don't have good things to sell. So the strategy is going to be just assume the transfer players are good. There are still players, as I've mentioned, at the high school level that I do want to end up offering on and pursuing. But for right now, I think I might end up changing the way these points are done a little bit, at least on some of these players, right? Because these guys could end up being good. We're not going to end up getting Carl Singleton. He's going to almost surely go to USC. Same thing with Alfonso Bloomberg. Still are going after some of these high school guys. And like Bobby Salmon's a great player. He's got 98 speed. I don't really care about anything else. I mean, you got to be able to catch a little bit, but that'll be a really nice get over Clemson, who's not really pursuing that hard. But we're going after a lot of these transfer portal players in a big way. Hopefully, we're able to get a couple of these players. Might not be able to, but if we can land maybe half of the portal players we're going after right now, and then we can, change our focus and go back to the high school ranks. Already trying to get a number of these players in on visits, right? So hoping that's going to end up paying dividends for us. Not scouting. What can we do? None of our players are going to be drafted. And that hurts transfer portal players and recruiting in general, because a lot of these recruits don't want to go somewhere where they have no chance to turn pro. But you have to be a part of the change. We do get Bobby Salmon. 98 speed. That's going to be really, really nice to add to the squad. And we are number one on a number of these different portal players. So that puts us in a great spot to really improve our team in a hurry. And that's what the transfer portal is for. Improve your team in a hurry. Bobby Salmon, great addition. Can we see his depth trait yet? I don't think so, right? No, we'll figure it out at actual national signing day. Do want to add another running back, Alfonso Gentle. Hopefully not very gentle at 226 pounds. Should be able to add him to the class just with throwing 10 points on there. We know Quindarius Garrison's apparently a bust, and he doesn't really have good speed. But we need more bodies out there. We just need more players. And if we really want Joey Mulligan, we're going to have to push. Is he worth pushing for? 95 speed and acceleration with takeoff. I would say that yes, he is. Let's get him on campus right now. He has... Oh, no. He's got no... like motivation that matches up with us even a little bit. Can't really sell proximity to home, but we're going to try. Okay, we're going to need some commitments after this week. Otherwise, we are going to be in a tough spot for hours. But we're not likely to land any of these transfer portal players after this week. Texas State might continue to push for Landon Dean. We do need a punter at some point. Hopefully, we're able to land somebody. We're going all out on Joey Mulligan from Waxahachie, Texas. Speed kills. So we're not really going to be adding any more players to the high school ranks that are not currently on our board, as Alfonso Bloomberg goes to Mizzou, to be expected. But we can still secure the players that are currently on our board. We only have a couple weeks left, so that's pretty difficult. But all you have to do is be ahead, right? All you have to do is be ahead. And right now we're ahead on a number of these players. We can take points off Alfonso Gentle, for example, and still add him to the class. Georgia's not going to make a push, right? Michigan State's not making a push for Garrison. Some of these guys only have one scholarship offer. It's going to be us or nobody. This is where the recruiting class starts to come together. This is the week. Gregory Felton, a three-star receiver from Lawrenceville, Georgia, joins the class. Melvin Jordan, Florida State made a huge push for him. We started selling him. The pitches aligned. Four-star linebacker transfer from St. Pete joins the class. That's huge. Four-star corner Jarvarius Sims from Decatur, Georgia. Tyler Branham from Decatur, Georgia. And these are transfer players, right? But they're still four stars. They're still big. Three-star DT Shymeek Jones from South Carolina. Three-star safety Colby McAllister from Houston. Three-star safety Christian Ellis from Jacksonville. We are dominating the portal right now. We do lose Joey Mulligan to Oklahoma State, who I believe we did push for. So it's unfortunate to lose out on him. But the rest is going great. So we have 480 hours left. This is the final week. If we want Xavier Evenson, got to get him on campus right now. Got to go all out. This is a gem power rusher that I have not really gone after at all. Pro potential sucks. Program tradition sucks. Championship contender, don't really think makes sense to sell at this point. We need to go all out. I think we can jump Washington, but it's going to be close. Same thing for Austin Hill. I think if we go all out, and we don't even know if these guys are good, but at this point, we're trying to add the high school players to our class. I think it makes sense to just go all out for them, see if we can. We did add one more high school level player at the last moment here, Elton Toppins. We jumped up to number 2. We will pass Ole Miss if we just leave the points on him. And I do need to guarantee that we get a punter. So unfortunately, I am going to have to put points probably on both of these guys. Going to get Sean Woods in on a visit as well. I think we can pass West Virginia. We're putting basically max points on him. I think we can honestly take off 10 on Pat Cochran, who is good. I just don't think Clemson's going to push. If they do, and we lose out on a 6'5" gem receiver, we don't know if he's good really, do we? He's got 89 speed. That's fine. If we lose out on him, it's kind of like whatever. I would like to get him, but if not, whatever. I'm going to put the extra 5 on Sean Woods. Doubt it would have made much of a difference anyway. But we're probably adding Quincy Wiggins. Or Quincy Wiggins is an annoying name. Just be Quincy. But Quincy Wiggins, Javius Bond to add another running back. Should be able to beat out Texas State for Landon Dean. And we might end up adding multiple punters. And I think we will end up getting Elton Toppins. But right now, the way things stand, our class is number 31. I guaranteed a top 50, and we're going to end up having that. I said I wanted to get at least 15 players in the class. We're going to end up doing that. We have 14 right now. So even though it was kind of a real struggle, and we really belabored trying to add players to our recruiting class in year 2, we went for better players. And I think in the end, it's going to end up paying off. Quincy Wiggins, defensive end from Louisiana, joins the class, as does Javius Bond, the running back from Georgia, Zaire Nagy from Florida, big-time receiver, Pat Cochran, 3-star receiver, joins the class, Elton Toppins, very late add. We'll see if any of these players are even good. We do lose out on Devontae Cross, never went after him, so I'm okay with that. And the rest of the players that you didn't see actually commit will end up signing with us because we have the lead as time expires, essentially. So, Quindarius Garrison, for example. We lose out on Evenson. Just didn't push enough until it was too late, unfortunately. He had star dev. Is just fine, but would have been nice. 84 speed, 84 acceleration. Would have been nice for sure. So, a little bit disappointed to lose out on him. Sean Woods ends up choosing West Virginia. We made a push. He's got normal dev trait. Does have 88 speed. 80 tackle, 88 acceleration. That would have been a really nice add as well. Cross, again, we did not push for normal dev trait. I guess I can live with that if we're just sorting only by dev trait. We did make a push for JP Paul in the end. Didn't get him either, but only normal dev trait. And the rest of the players have all signed. We did get one punter. Didn't end up on the list for Taquan Laybourne, but we still have points on him. So I don't know what happens here. Did have coffin corner ability. I scouted him a little bit for some reason. But we do end up with one of the better classes in the nation. Likely near the top 20, right? 28. So we move up. We end up getting 27 total players, which was about the top of the entire Conference USA. Louisiana Tech had more, and it's not about quantity. It's about quality, and we obviously did way better. Signed the only 5-star in the class. Signed the only 4-star in the class. We had 6 of them. 23 stars. Way better. And now let's check out the class in its entirety. Manu Incognito we talked about, but has impact dev trait. Really excited about him. Unlikely to start over Henry Streeter at this moment in time, but maybe at some point. Greg Austin with impact. I wish all the abilities, the attributes were revealed at this point. It seems weird that they're not. They're already in the class and it's over. Kind of annoying. But impact for Greg Austin. Elite for Mitch Dora. We already know these next 3. Elite for Joey Boozer. Elite for Ciante Crick. PJ Beatty with impact. Normal for Clay Villain. Bobby Salmon has star. Yes, at 98 speed. That is electric. Gregory Felton has impact. Again, don't know how good these players are. Normal dev for Alfonso Gentle. Normal for Quindarius Garrison. Although I've seen good dev traits for bust players. People have tweeted me them, so I don't know. It could mean that bust doesn't always mean bad depth trade. So might end up going after some of those guys in the future if the attributes are good enough. Tyree Lane, we had a fullback, normal dev trait. Impact for the kicker, John Hape. Elite for athlete scrambler, Austin Hill. Okay, that makes things interesting. Normal for D'Angelo Boye, who's an athlete, physical type, probably just a receiver. Impact for Zaire Nagy. See, the gem is only impact, and I noticed that a lot. Impact for gem, Pat Cochran. Impact for Melvin Jordan, who is a transfer player. You'll see, like, in the top of the screen now where it says class next to their position instead of high school for a lot of these guys. Now we're getting into the transfer players. So we really only have a year or two for a lot of these guys. So the dev trait matters a little bit less, but Melvin Jordan has impact. Normal for Jarvarius Sims. Star for Quincy Wiggins. Impact for Javius Bond. Might be our starting running back. Impact for Shameik Jones. Normal for Colby McAllister. Normal for Christian Ellis. Impact for Landon Dean. Julius Dell, the punter, has star. Let's go. Big addition. No idea if he has any abilities, but he's got a great dev trait. And then Elton Toppins, who is a late add, the highest rated remaining high school player, star dev. I think this class ends up being pretty phenomenal. We also have 30 points right now, and we could spend those on getting an off-season boost for different positions, and that might be the way to go. Now is the time to decide. Otherwise, we can just focus on recruiting for the next year, but I'm not really worried about increased starting interest from quarterbacks right now. Running backs could be cool. Let's guarantee running back, D-line, linebacker, and O-line. So we're only 10 points left now, which I'm fine with. Now that means we're not going to be able to unlock an off-season training boost. We could go ahead and unlock Tactician if we wanted to, or we could just save the points. Or we could just max out Recruiter and go increase starting interest from quarterbacks. And you know what? Let's just max out Recruiter right now, not including the specialists. That's actually going to be what I want to do. The off-season boost doesn't typically do as much as you might think it would or want it to do. But now is time to check out what we have. So in terms of athletes, we ended up getting 5 of them. Manu Incognito is a 73 overall. Not bad. He's going to play quarterback, though, surely. He will play quarterback. That level of arm talent just needs to be QB. He's got Platinum Magician. He basically is just younger Henry Streeter. That's it. They're very similar. Incognito actually has a little bit more weight on him. Slightly worse arm. Way better change of direction, agility, acceleration, speed. All better. Accuracy, quite good, but he is, I mean, honestly, basically a carbon copy of Henry Streeter. Right down to the carrying being absolutely atrocious. That's pretty disappointing. Because Henry Streeter fumbles all the time. Austin Hill is supposedly a quarterback. We know he has elite speed, or elite, oh my goodness. He's got elite dev trait, right? He's got 97 speed. Only 66 carrying, though. He can definitely catch. Route running's not amazing. 93 throw power with elite accuracy. Oh my goodness. And with 97 speed, I mean, he's going to play quarterback. He's going to play QB. So that complicates the QB room. He also, of course, adds Platinum Magician, Option King, and off-platform. He's got Silver Road Dog. Okay. He's the fastest player we have maybe on the entire team. And he's now about the most accurate with the best dev trait. Not the best in the open field, but that's very interesting. Henry Streeter is going to stick at quarterback, but again, that is very, very interesting. PJ Beatty's a run stopper type, 90 speed, 85 change of direction. Does not look like a running back. He's not going to play on offense. So is he going to play outside or inside linebacker? Finesse move and power move are quite good. Coverage is okay, actually. He's not going to play defensive end, but maybe left outside linebacker. D'Angelo Boye has, let's see here, The natural and fan favorite. Now, the natural, I wish I could click in to see. I think it's can play every position fine, pretty much. Or, no. The natural is weather resistance. That's right. My fault. Weather resistance. Now, it says that he's going to be better on offense. If we look at receiver, Salmon's a 69. Receiver's pretty bad for us right now. It really is not good. Zach Poole, though, could get a big jump in the offseason, though. This was a big recruit for us that wore the red shirt. So we'll see if his overall jumps up, maybe even close to the 80s. That would be sweet. And he has pretty good speed. Emmett Lemons, I'm hoping for a similar type of jump up. So receiver might not actually be so bad. Corner, I think we're honestly going to be fine. With the addition of Jarvarius Sims, I think we're going to be A-okay. So what does that really leave? D'Angelo Boya has 89 speed, 86 spectacular catch. His receiving numbers are not terrible, and his coverage numbers are terrible. He's going to play offense. He's going to play receiver. And at 195 pounds, he's not moving a tight end, that's for sure. And then Zaire Nagy, physical type, 93 speed, 92 change of direction, decent acceleration and agility. He can definitely catch. Route running's okay. Can you play defense, though? At 6'2", 203, I hope that you can. Tackling's okay. Hit power's okay. Coverage is not bad. And what do we have here at safety? Oh, we're going to be totally fine with the addition of the transfer portal players, and we still have Michael Roderick. I thought we'd be in a little bit of a tougher spot, losing Jordan Johnson. Greg Austin's a pretty high-rated freshman. We'll check those out in a minute. We'll end up moving one of these safeties over. Probably Colby McAllister to free safety. And safety, not really too much of an issue for us. I would say that Zaire Nagy probably is best served as a receiver. But he does have decent... No, you know what? Maybe we throw him at corner, because he can actually do that at a fairly good level. And before this next season, we've been using the old version of the game prior to the update. Like, we loaded in the recruiting class prior to the update that fixed corners being really, really slow. And if you look at our corners right now, he is the fastest one. So that's not changing anytime soon. We need faster corners. He could get on the field maybe even right away with 93 speed. Probably not. Almost certainly not. But next year, he actually will play an impact. The next thing I'm going to do is go through and kind of even out the lineup. But we'll check out the freshman overalls. Austin Hill we talked about. What a potential addition to the class, by the way, with elite dev trade. That makes things really interesting. Javius Bond is an 80. Joey Boozer's a 75. Gentle's a 64. Fullback, Tyree Lane's a 67 overall. Bobby Salmon's a 69. D'Angelo Boya is a 68. Pat Cochran is a 66. No transfer portal receiver, so we have what we have. Gregory Felton's a 60. At tight end, we didn't bring in anybody. We didn't bring anybody in on the offensive line. It is a pretty rough-looking line. Clay Villain is a 73, though. Only normal dev for him, but he might start as a freshman. Very slow, though. Very slow. And we didn't really do much on the O-line at all. Did not recruit that very well, but that's okay. We'll focus on it in the future. Wiggins is an 80. Landon Dean is an 80. These are big upgrades for what we had prior. And even though Matt Humphreys probably does end up starting at right end, I am going to kick Landon Dean, I think, over to right end or D-tackle if it looks badly enough. But Aaron Bryant's good. Shymeek Jones is an 80. Yeah, Seontae Crick's a 75 overall. We'll get to that in a minute. We're going to move Landon Dean over to right end, although he is an 82 overall D-tackle. But I think with off-season training, Shymeek Jones, or actually Aaron Bryant will pass him, and then Shymeek Jones can just play there. So we don't necessarily need to move him if we don't want to. But we could. You know what? Let's throw him at D-tackle. He's got inside disruptor. Let's throw him at D-tackle. I could see him getting on the field. So that position gets a little bit better for us. Seontae Crick can wear the red shirt. Did not recruit defensive end too well, but that's okay, because outside linebackers can rush the passer. So I'm totally fine with that. Got a lot of D-tackles now. Outside linebacker, we could definitely use some more depth. But PJ Beatty's a 70. Melvin Jordan's an 83. Not too bad. Mitch Dora, the 5-star, first look at him is a 78 with 87 speed, 91 acceleration. We know he's a coverage type, so his pass rush moves are going to be terrible. 79 zone coverage, though. You almost are curious about what his overall at safety might be. 79. That's pretty good, but we're going to leave him at linebacker, I think. And we could even move him to inside linebacker. And in fact, with 82 finesse boost from Melvin Jordan, we might kick him over to outside linebacker and then move the true freshman inside. That's a possibility. And Mitch Dora is a 78 overall middle linebacker anyway. He's just someone that could start as a freshman for us. In fact, he probably will. Morgan Merriman, I'm comfortable with being our starting right outside linebacker. Quindarius Garrison ends up being a 66. And I'm honestly considering a move for one of our safeties to go play corner. Greg Austin cannot really play man coverage, but I think is good enough to the point where he might be able to start as a true freshman. Colby McAllister is a 77 overall corner, but has 90 speed, which is a lot better than what we have there right now. But we might get upgrades from Malik Moon, Willie Allen. Nah, we're probably okay. Zaire Nagy, by the way, 69 overall corner, if we didn't talk about that. Free safety, 74 for Greg Austin, 67 only for Elton Toppins, although star dev. And then at kicker, John Hape is a 69. That's the highest rated on our team. So we can probably just cut Seiler and Caleb Brink. Also, mega leg for John Hape with 92 kick power, accuracies, whatever. Clutch kicker and the natural. John Hape's going to be a freak for us. Love that. And then at punter, probably will hold on to Julius Dell. He's got mega leg and fan favorite, 91 kick power. Forgot about Brian Wilcox, to be honest, but our roster's not too big, so we'll be totally fine. Training results, though, this is going to tell us a lot. Check out quarterback first. Henry Streeter playing up to an 83 overall. Moses Butts, I don't know if he's ever going to get on the field, guys. I don't know if he's ever going to see the field. It's a great name, but I'm not sure it's worth it. Streeter, 83 overall. Only normal dev trait like we've talked about. He's maxed out. He is as good as he ever will be, which is a little concerning. Carrying, though, up to an 87. That getting maxed out is actually incredible. That might let him keep his job for now. That's huge. Obviously, the freshmen and the transfers don't get any type of offseason training, which is weird that the transfers don't, right? That seems weird to me. Seems very weird. Russell Cleveland has sidekick, interesting as receiving back, so he might play quite a bit. But I do want to get Joey Boozer out there. 93 speed. We didn't know his speed. Now we do. It's very good, and we know that he's got elite dev trait, right? So it's going to be tough to not play him. It's going to be really tough. He's well-rounded. He's solid. He's a really good player. With the 360 ability, which could only get upgraded over time, you'd like to think. At receiver, Alex Higdon, 77. Jeremy Davis, 75. Zach Poole up to a 74. Jason Becker's trying to see the field again. Didn't really get the big-time boost that I was looking for from some of these players, unfortunately. Tight end, Tyler Branham up to a 79. It's not bad. Hoping for a little bit more. Kerry Exum up to a 79. That's huge. Got him last year. He is going to end up starting for us for sure. Connor Witzman, 81. Crowder up to an 80. The O-line looks good. We recruited O-line pretty well last year. So these guys are going to be ready to go. That's why it was okay that we didn't go all out on O-line and recruiting this time around. Although Clay Villain might end up starting as a true freshman. Jose Maz up to a 77. Houston not too far behind. 79 for Aiden Kramer. But a 79 for Emmanuel Tappe. With abilities, who's way younger, he will probably end up starting. The O-line actually looks pretty great in terms of what the future will offer. Not too many big upgrades at left end. At right end, Humphreys up to an 80. It's fine. Rich Tobias, though. Platinum recoup. Road Dog, the natural in terms of abilities. His dev trait might be quite good as well with good speed. We recruited pretty well a year ago. I will say that. Aaron Bryant up to an 82. D-tackle is just really well-rounded right now. We're going to have a good rotation going. And then, if Aaron Bryant and Landon Dean are the starters this year, They'll leave. Chavis and Shameik Jones take over next year. Maybe even Malachi Samuels, and we're totally fine. Devin Skates could compete as well. Deontay Crick could compete as well. And some of these guys could even move inside to defensive end next year. That's a possibility. Melvin Jordan obviously doesn't get a boost. Draymond Grate's up to a 76. Middle linebacker. Soma Latu overtakes Mitch Dora, but Dora still might start. DJ Grimes could compete for that job as well. It comes down to a speed thing. Latu just doesn't have that speed. Morgan Merriman up to an 82. He very likely will start, of course. And then at corner, speed's still a problem, but the overalls are improving in a big way. Emmanuel Berlin, 93-man, 97 zone with great physical abilities. Malik Moon, 86 zone. Alani Allen, redshirt freshman. 99 change of direction, 90 speed, 95 man, 85 zone. Are you kidding me? He looks unreal. Will likely be a starter. Javarius Sims ends up being depth. Juwan Stevens, look at the redshirt freshman, guys. We made some really good moves just redshirting these players. We still won a conference championship anyway. These guys are just phenomenal additions to the team. We do have to trim down the roster slightly, but that's not really going to be too much of an issue. Why can we not transfer Miles Springer? Why can we not? I'm confused. But most of this is just trimming the fat. They're not really going to be players that you miss for the most part. I'm honestly considering just telling Jason Becker to hit the portal. In fact, that's what I'm going to do. All right, we are within our limits now. We could trim the fat even more, but I think we're going to stay put. Although, I mean, let's be honest. We just don't need the kickers. Just don't need the kickers. We can't cut Greg Seiler. Why not? I guess we're under the roster size now. We're not allowed. We will be staying in Conference USA. We've won it once. I'd like to win it at least twice before considering a transfer to a stronger conference. And whether that would be a move to the American or straight to the SEC remains to be seen. But likely, I would say the American first. I'm not insane unless we're really an SEC caliber team at the end of next season, which would be pretty shocking to say the least. And we've made it to preseason 2026. I will leave you with this. Our school is up from a 1-star to a 2-star. Championship contender A-, program tradition D-. Tradition, we can get better with that as we win more championships. You'd hope. Brand exposure D, pro potential D+, stadium atmosphere D. That's going to get better for sure. For sure. Campus lifestyles a C-. I don't think this ever changes. Yeah, cannot be improved. Neither can academic prestige. It's going to be a D- forever. C+ for conference prestige. It's locked. D+ for coach stability. That will improve over time. B for coach prestige. Could continue to improve over time as we win games. And then athletic facilities is a D. Just got to increase team prestige, and that will go up, which we're working on. Up from a 1-star to a 2-star, which means our hours goes up. And because Coach Dengus is such an incredible coach, you guys know what we were able to do at Riverside and now at Trenton State, winning a conference title in just a second year. More players will be interested from the start. So I'll give you a sneak peek at what the recruiting class looks like in terms of who's interested. Of course, we'll have to fix the schedule. We're playing Florida every year. It's our biggest rival. Might add the U this time around. Played FSU last year. And this is what the class looks like. In terms of the best players in the nation, we may be able to steal a 5-star. We did last year with Mitch Dora. We may be able to do it again. And in terms of the highest rated player with interest in us already, it is the 4-star right tackle Steven Peterson from Davenport, Iowa. Okay. He is I was going to say the lone player, but one of 2 players inside the top 100 with any interest in us whatsoever. But that will not stop me on offering on the 5 stars. We are trying to add the best players in the country, and you don't do that by ignoring the best players in the country, regardless of how good we are right now. A lot of players will not consider us. That's okay. We're going to go ahead and try and really recruit to our pipeline Unfortunately, not a lot of 5-stars within Florida this year, which sucks. Only one, and he won't consider us because he's not ever going to be able to go pro here. But quarterback's probably a position we can completely ignore this cycle. We just don't need to take a QB. Outside of that, though, hopefully we can find some really good players. Our Florida pipeline is amazing. 5-star. Maxed out, I believe. I don't think it goes higher than 5. So if we can't recruit in Florida this year, I don't know what we can do. Because our pipeline is really as good as it can get. But fixing that is a task for another time. We will fix the custom schedule. These will change, so don't get too attached to this other than our obvious conference matchups. But thank you so much for watching. Hope you're excited for season number 3, and I'll see you in the next one. Take it easy.